Well, I'm here with Heather Olson from the Public Archaeology Laboratory in Pawtucket, Rhode Island, better known as PAL. And we are here looking at artifacts that came from a dig in the mid-1970s at the rear of the Peak House. And Heather has been at this for 2 days and is going to tell us what she's been up to and what she has found.
So, for 2 days, I've spent time with my assistant going through all of the archaeological collections. There are 34 boxes of material, and it's thousands and thousands of artifacts, and they represent life from the 17th century on up into the 20th century. There's so many things here. And what we've been doing is we've been going through and assessing the collection, looking at the condition of the collection, and identifying things that would be indicative of life here from the different time periods, whichever ones that we can find. So we have some things from the 18th century. For example, this was a creamware plate. It's been mended with glue, but we have this that the archaeologists had found and glued together. We have a redware chamber pot. That's also probably later 18th century. We have some early 19th century ceramics when people were living here, shell-edged plates, and this rather large tankard or very large mug. And then there's things even from the late 19th, early 20th century when other people were using the building. I like this little thing. This is from the American Bicycle Company, the Hartford bicycle. This was off of somebody's bicycle that they had here on the property. There's safety razors. There's artifacts from every possible activity that you would do in your life. From ceramics and glass to animal bones, from food, tools, personal items. These are some of the children's toys that were found. There's some little porcelain doll parts and little legs and arms. So there's an awful lot of stuff to go through.
And I have in front of me, which I think is very interesting, a gun flint. When would that have been used, Heather? Well,
they used flintlock muskets all throughout the 18th century into the early 19th century. I think they were made obsolete probably by the 1840s or 1850s, although I do know that there were some Civil War soldiers that were still using flintlocks, but at that point most of them were using percussion guns, those kind of rifles.
Really?
But yeah, we have 2 gun flints we've identified so far. Most of the artifacts seem to be later in time period, but there's definitely some that are a little bit, at least 18th century. So
that is fantastic, Heather. Thank you so much for this quick summary of these artifacts that have been found behind the Peak House, and we look forward to learning more about them in the weeks ahead.
Thank you.